I always love that energy competition. They inspire you. We just basically inspire each other. You don't see that in the fashion school, right?
Absolutely.
You don't see that in the school that much. You gotta have teamwork.
Sure.
Your success or failure is in your team.
So you were getting only paid 25 bucks a day, and then you have the UPS or FedEx guy comes to you and he goes, you see, you should get an education or else you're gonna be stuck here.
People say like, don't look back to the past. It's good sometimes. It's good to look back to the past because the past will make you be proud of what you are today.
Sure.
Man, you know, like how young designer attitude or the new beginner designer was like, I can do better than this. I can design better, but you don't realize that is the bigger world, the big, very sophisticated, like very difficult industry. If you believe in like whatever God you believe in, right? You don't put on the work, God not gonna give you that.
Sure.
You need to have put on the work and then pray.
You tuned in to another episode of the Hustle Man Show. So if you've watched some of our previous episodes, you've seen that we've had a lot of different kind of people on here. We have people that are business owners, people that are starting, their music careers. We've just had a very wide array of people that are really, they're trying to make it in whatever craft they have. The next guest is no stranger to trying to make it. I got a very, very, very interesting story for you guys. I'd like to welcome Mr. Nester, the man, Phan, to the show. Nester, how are you, pal?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you for your team.
Absolutely, we're happy. I'm happy to have you. So I've known you for a little while, right? For a couple of years, yeah. And I came to know you through a mutual experience that you had and I had through watching. So if you guys don't recognize Nester, Nester was on a show a few years back, a YouTube special called Lace Up. Okay, this is it was a very interesting show, and it really captivated my attention. This is like what I would liken to like the real world of sneaker design. Is that fair? The show, the MTV show, The Real World? It's like the real world of sneaker design, but without getting drunk and all that. A little less getting drunk and getting crazy.
Honestly, I don't really watch show at all.
Okay.
Because,
so you're
too busy for your life.
I got you.
I'm
not busy enough, so I caught The Real World episodes a couple times before, and what I noticed was that it was it was like a very similar setup. So they take like this group of people, they put them in a house together. This is like the narrative of the show Lace Up. They take a group of people together, they put them in a house together, right? And in your case, in that show's case, you guys were all trying to break your careers in sneaker design, right? That was the idea of the show, right?
I think so, because like it depends on the designer or whoever attended to that show. What their goal is. My goal is I want to prove this to my parents, my families, that they always really really harsh on me. Since very young age, they always like, okay, Asian is we always need to like, when we immigrants from like the other country like Vietnam, like for me, like come to America, you always looking for like, Asian, they're always looking for like to be a doctor or lawyers, but and I'm not really into that. I was really focused on like, since a young age, at 8 years old, I already know like how to buy fabric, right? Set up my money for my entire years, and then set up, go to the fabric garment district to buy fabric, and go straight to the tailor. I'm just telling them like, hey, can you put this design together and create my original clothing? So I always was like always into design, and I know I have the creative mind, but I don't know how to like expand it,
Sure.
like explore it until like I come to America.
So so
Like I have more opportunity to do it.
so when you came to America, the idea was, I guess your family brought you over, your mom brought you over, your father brought you over. How did you get here? Tell me a little bit more about that. But before you do that, I just want to explain.
So
Well, hold on one second. Before you do that, I want to explain that part of the story that me and you got to know each other, right? So because of that
mm,
show, I reached out to him and I said, listen, I felt like his creative ability on that show was like very, 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 very extraordinary relative to the people around him. So I reached out to him and I literally met up with the guy, and that's how our friendship started, right? So be, let's take it a little bit further back, right? How do you get to America? Tell me a little bit more about how you actually got here.
so very beginning of the story when I was like just one, when North Vietnam over the South Vietnam. During that time, a lot of Vietnamese they flee to like other country to fight the freedom, the land of freedom, like America, you know. But
Right.
however, a lot of people stuck in the South Vietnam, but they're still trying to flee after 1975. So my mom, before that, my dad came to Thailand in a UN camp. We were stuck there. Half of my family was stuck in there. My dad stuck in a UN camp. My mom missed my dad so much, and she gave birth to me like when I was one, and she was like, "I miss your dad so much. I have to go." So she basically flee. During that time, it's very dangerous to flee outside, like to run away from communist the South, because the South Vietnam already is over. Like unity between the North and the South is done. But what crazy is the military is still patrolling around the sea, because they know people still gonna flee,
They want to
run
leave.
away from the South Vietnam. So
Right.
they want to leave. My mom carry me like swimming in the dark sea. They couldn't see anyone in front of you until you actually reach to the boat. And then when we got into the boat, and I was like very hungry, were crying. She told me the story because I was the one. Obviously, I'm not gonna know all the story. And she was like, "Okay, we stopped in the islands. These islands, the people were just buried alive.
That's crazy.
Like we crossed above those people, like but just buried alive. And then we went to like finally we met into like met my dad, and my dad create another child like with my youngest brother, and then into like, but we couldn't somehow the documentary, like we missing some documents. We
Right.
got pushed back to Vietnam, and then we just create another we file a new one into 2004. We finally got into this great country
So you're
that is
you're 1 years old when this all happens. When you leave Vietnam, like you're 1 years old.
yeah,
So you're 1 years old, and then you go
yeah,
from South
to
Vietnam
Thailand.
to Thailand. Got you. And you guys left to
Mm-hmm.
Thailand, and your mom literally carried you over the sea, like on a boat.
Yeah, yeah, swim. You have to swim to the, because you have to, the boat not gonna come to closer to the land, because
Yeah.
the
They'll shoot it down.
the
The
soldiers
military.
still
Right.
patrolling. They will shoot you if you see you.
They'll
They will
shoot you on
shoot you
sight.
right away, right there. Yeah.
Crazy.
So you gotta do what you gotta do to
To
find freedom,
to
I guess.
survive. So you
Yeah, to
guys
survive.
go from Vietnam. Your parents decide to leave because they're not happy with the current situation in Vietnam. There was a war between North
Correct.
Vietnam and South Vietnam, and then that war ended, and then there was a unified Vietnam, and they decided to leave because they just weren't. There was not enough freedom. There was not enough opportunity for them, so they leave. You're 1 years old. Your mom is carrying a 1 year old trying to cross the sea into
Hmm.
Thailand.
Into Thailand.
Yeah,
And
that's
then when we
that's
got
that's
into
insane, bro.
one of the islands, we got into one of the islands. They have the guidance, the guy that took you to like cross through the forest, through that forest, which is past there's a swamp, and we just passed through that. The the guy, the local guys, he say a lot of people just got buried alive.
That's crazy.
That what you just crossed. I didn't know about this story because
Why did they get buried alive exactly? Like what was the issue exactly?
I don't know. I don't know. She just told me like when they caught you, the the communist soldier,
I got you. So the
something
soldiers,
that's like rebel against them, or after the war, the loser gonna and get eliminated.
I understand. I understand. I understand. So the North took over the South, and then when they took over the South, whoever was not friendly to that situation, they either had to leave or they had a short life. Put it that way.
They have
So
a short life.
yeah,
Yep. Or they're gonna go back to the concentration camp to re-educate it about the communist government.
sheesh.
Doing that, not just Vietnam though.
That
Like
was that was in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Yep.
That was in a lot. That happened in a lot of places. So you guys go from Vietnam, and then you go to Thailand, right?
Yeah, we stay there for 2 years,
In Thailand.
and then somehow the documents. Yep, we missing some documents, and we have to go back. But that time, they say you guys have to go back because we're gonna help you guys when you guys back to your country.
Huh.
So we basically like trust the UN. We trust the UN
The United
or maybe
Na-
the US government.
The United
during that
Nations
time.
in Thailand told you to go back to your country, and then they would help you
Yeah.
to get the proper documentations to leave correctly. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting.
So into 2004, we're finally here in New York. Yeah.
How old were you when you?
I never forgot. I probably is 18.
When you finally
18.
when you finally
18.
got here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it took a very long time.
I think 18 or 17.
Man, that's a very,
18,
very long time.
Or 15, even 15 or 16. I don't remember about that.
Yeah, but even
year.
if it's 15 years, that's a long time. Like it didn't happen overnight. Between the time that you went
No.
back to Vietnam until the time that you came here, it's almost over a decade. It's over 10 years.
Yeah.
So in that time frame, the goal for your family was we got to get out of here the whole time.
No, the goal was my dad was just okay. We like as a parents, they told me that they want to sacrifice their life for our future.
Yeah.
Because in my family we have 4 kids. We're still young and we have a better future if we got into America. So that's why we come to America but it's not what my parents expected because
Sure.
they want us to become successful like lawyers.
They had a different idea in their
Doctor.
mind.
You know how Asian you know how Asian is, like most of the Asian parent is most likely like that. But my mom is just told me, hey, you just do whatever you want.
Yeah. So
To a certain point, she understand after that.
it's not just Asian. It's there's a lot of people share that same idea. My family's from the Middle East, so there's very similar perspectives. I have friends from all over the world, and I hear very similar story. When people migrate to this country and they sacrifice so much, they just expect their kids to go into the same process as they normally would back home or what they thought they would do, right? So you get here and you're about 15 years old. You spent a large portion of your life in Vietnam, right? You come here, and do you have an idea in your mind that you want to go into design, or what do you do when you get here? You're thinking to yourself, I want to go into design, or what do you like at 15 years old, 16 years old? Do you have any idea what you want to do with your life?
Well, I have no idea what I want to do in my life, but I know in facts that I know. I like fashion and design, so I'm only into that. But most, I think, I would rather to be free than just like somebody to control me when I work. I got used to that ideas of like the freedom to express yourself. That is more, I think it's just more like for the fashion people. We into that more than just like, yes, of course you need to think about the budget, the money that the salary that you're gonna make.
Right.
But most people, I just feel like the more like you are fully express yourself, if you want fully express yourself, the only thing that you need to do is you work for yourself.
I understand. So
You know,
your parents come here, and you're 15 years old. Where do you settle? Like, where do you go? You go straight to Florida? Do you come to New York? Like, where do you go exactly?
so my parents would stay here for a couple of years in New York, Brooklyn,
Yeah,
because my uncle was live here in New York for like decades.
gotcha.
After we settle here just for a week, next week my mom already start working.
That's crazy.
Just like, some people just come here, just chill like for a month, but we basically come here with nothing. We don't have anything. The only thing that we carry is a lot of blanket,
Yeah,
because we know New York is really cold. We bought some very thick blankets from our country, and it's carried all the way here.
so
That's pretty much. We don't really have anything. We come here just bare hand. We don't have money, cash in hand. We just couple hundred from my relative in the state sent it to us.
wow.
And I remember we got here, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. My mom already start working the next Monday.
Crazy, crazy. So your parents get here. Your mom works almost immediately, right? She works
Yeah.
almost immediately. Like next day, like a few days later, she's already found a job. How many family members you guys are to get? Like, did you guys come with your mom, your dad, your brothers? Like you have three brothers, or do you have any sisters as well?
No, we don't have sister.
All brothers.
It's only like I have three brothers. Yeah, it's the entire family here.
I got you. So you
We
guys
came
came.
here.
You guys came all together.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Your mom finds a job, and then what's the next few years look like for you before you decide you want to go into design, and then I guess you apply for you apply for the show. Tell me about the next couple of years, and then what gave you the idea to try to go to the show in order to follow your dream as a designer.
Mm.
Talk a little bit more about that.
So during that time I was in high school, and me was like, hey, but I still want to love like design and nice clothes to wear. I was just like, hey, but I need to make some money, right?
Right. Right.
I have I don't speak I speak zero English. When I came here, it was like only know how to say hi, no, yes. I don't
Yeah.
know what to say after those words. Stay in high school for like almost a year. During the summer, I found a job through my uncle recommendation. I work in the Chinese gift shop, or the tourist shop, like they
Sure.
sell keychains, kind of stuff like that for tourists.
Where where
I
where
worked
where
there
where
like
was that? Was
since
that was that in
nine
was that in New York?
on Broadway in Chinatown,
Dope.
in Manhattan,
So
New York.
so your uncle had a gift shop and
Um,
you worked for him for a little while.
yeah, my uncle friends.
Yes.
Yeah, and worked there was just like we worked 9 hour shift. We got paid only $25.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it's like, but we have to sit outside. Summer in New York is so humid.
Yeah.
It's so damn hot.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. I'm just working for the summer. But there's a one time that during that time, there's a FedEx UPS guy. They was so hot, and then they delivery some of the package through the store. And that guy told me like, you see, You need to get a better education. You need to work better. You can sit in the office with the air conditioner, not sitting like this. It's so hard out here, man. And then it just clicked me. Just clicked me right away. I was like, just that. I was like, I didn't complain that much. I didn't complain at all. I'm just like, hey, but this long hour, but 25 bucks. I mean, money, you gotta make what you want to make. Like, 25 bucks, but I was like, oh, but I can get that pants with this money, and I can get this hoodies, my own money, to get hustle,
Sure.
whatever you go with, just sacrifice that for what you want.
Sure.
So basically it worked for like a couple years, and through that I was like, hey, but one of my friend was introduced me to breakdancing. I was breakdancing, doing the breakdancing. We were breakdancing in a while, and then doing the holiday, was just breakdancing on the train, making money. Again, hustle.
Wait, hold on.
We're making money. It was like,
wait, hold on. The guy that told you need to get an education, right?
mm-hmm.
You got to get an education. Who was that guy what did he say to you exactly that was impactful? Like, why did that stick with you? It was just a UPS guy or a FedEx guy? Like, why did he tell you? Why did that?
No, it's just a random guy.
Random guy. So what was it? The way he said it, or what was? Why did it stick in your head? Like, why was it so impactful? It must have been something about the way he said it.
Because I think because I know I work more than 25 bucks a day.
Huh? Okay.
Wow. I know. I understand that.
So in your
I work more than that.
So you were getting only paid 25 bucks a day, and this guy, and it was humid and hot, horrible situation. And then you have the UPS or FedEx guy comes to you and he goes, you see, you should get an education or else you're going to be stuck here. And you're like, yo, this dude is fucking right. This dude is right. I got the fuck out of here.
Right.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, when you are really down, or you just feel like there's no hope, right?
Yeah.
There's just a voice like that,
Somebody unlocks something.
Positive voice.
Sure.
Gonna stick with you, right?
Sure.
Just unlock it right away. It's gonna click.
Man,
that's how I was like, man, he's damn right.
So I think
I need to.
I think sometimes people take for granted what they say to other people. Sometimes you say a lot to other people. Right. And you don't know what's gonna stick and what's not. But shit sometimes sticks.
Right.
The right stuff sticks. Yeah. Okay, so you're sitting there and the guy's like, yo, you got to get this education. It clicks in your head. Then you start breakdancing for money in New York. That's what you started doing. Like, you were breakdancing and they were giving you like tips and shit. How long did you do that?
I do that until I actually got into fashion school, FIT.
In New York. How long were you breakdancing?
In New York.
How long were you breakdancing? Like a couple years?
Like 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
Until they actually banned people that dance on the train.
Wow.
We got caught. My crew got caught several times. So we're not allowed to dance, and but I think doing that experience, I had the best time of my life.
Breakdancing.
Having fun.
Yeah.
I love having fun. I love what I do, and I'm able to express myself, and I make money. That was the best time of my life. Even though it's like, okay, the cold, you dance on the street is dirty, but who give a shit,
Yeah.
Like, that's your joy right there. That's your joy right there. And people didn't know that, like, breakdancing, you can make like average $50 just 1 hour.
That's
Who
crazy.
make $50 an hour?
Yeah.
That could be like a freaking. Is that gonna be a master degree? You're gonna make $50 an hour?
Sure.
That was the best time of my life.
If you're really good and you're a dancer or a musician in New York, you can make some money for sure. I seen it. Yeah. But I mean, the caveat to that is you got to be really good. So you do this for a few years, and then what in your mind, like, why did you decide to go to fashion school? You just have a passion for fashion? Like, what is it?
Which is like, I just know that I want to do fashion, but I don't know how to start, or I don't know what school. And then
Sure.
just like doing that dancing after the New York City, they they announced they banned the street dancer. We were just like on the train. I just like, okay,
I got to do something
maybe
else.
it's time for me to just, you're not gonna dance in the rest of your life when you get older. You
Sure.
need to have like some financial freedom when you get older. So I'm wondering like, hey, maybe this design stuff is gonna work too. And I love design since I was little, and I love fashions. I realized this like, and then I worked so hard for a portfolio to get into the school. Um,
How did you know?
when I just got into the school,
How did you know to put the portfolio together? Was it required? You had to put. They told you have to put a
there's
portfolio
a
together.
there's a requirement for certain major in FIT.
Sure.
You need to finish that requirements on that, and then you have to go to interview with
Sure.
the faculties, the chairperson in that school for that major, particular major there. The moment when there got interview face to face with the chairperson, I show her my portfolio. She smiled at me. I already know I got into the school.
Really?
And then after the interview, I give her a hug. She told me like, I will see you again soon.
Wow, that's dope.
I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, damn, this is. But the thing is, like, I put a lot of time on that portfolio. But now I look back to my portfolio to enter the school. That looked like shit. Literally, it's like shit. But hey, that is that is the progress. You need to trust. Gotta trust your journey.
That's dope.
To look back, it's people say like, don't look back to the past. But it's good sometimes. It's good to look back to the past
Sure.
because the past will make you be proud of what you are today.
Sure. That's the part. That's the part
So
about documenting.
that was
That's the part about documenting our growth as a business that I really enjoy. Sometimes I look back at the videos. I look back at what we did in the past, and I'm like, like, damn, that shit feels like 10 years ago, but it's like 2 years ago. So you hand her
yeah.
you hand her this portfolio, and you look at her face. Automatic, she respond. You can see the look in her eyes, like she liked what she saw. That shit must have been crazy to you because you're standing out there dancing in the street, and you don't know what your future is gonna look like, and then
Right.
boom, somebody just validated you from FIT, one of the top fashion schools in New York. So then that's probably what sparked what clicked in your mind, like I could do this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can, because I always believe that. Well, I'm my family is really religious.
Right.
Family. We're Catholic. I never skip a Sunday trust a church until like I actually 18.
Hmm.
Right. Very strict. My mom always told me pray, but what I respond to my mom and my grandma is, yes, pray would work if you put on the work.
Put in the work.
Because if you believe, yeah, if you believe in like whatever God you believe in, right? You don't put on the work, God not gonna give you that.
Sure.
You need to have put on the work and then pray.
So
What Yeah, I always believe in that.
so in Islam we have a very similar saying, very similar. It's pray like you're gonna die today, and work like you're gonna live forever.
Mm.
Pray like you're gonna die
Right,
today,
right.
right? Because if you pray like you're gonna die today, you're
That's
gonna
a
pray with
great
all your
quote.
heart, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
and work like you're gonna live forever. Put in that time and that passion into your work because it could be something you do for the
Right.
rest of your life, right?
That's facts.
Yeah. So you get into fashion school. How do you? What's the next few years look like? Give me an idea, and take me through the day you decided to attempt to get into that show? Like, what gave you the idea to apply for that show, man? And
Oh,
and and also
oh,
and also take me through like the fashion school. Was it worth it? Could you probably have learned it in YouTube?
mm.
Like, was it worth the money, and how much did it cost?
Fashion school, when I just enter, I thought this is like the best school, the best because like if you are slacking in the school, you think this is like a regular college, you're wrong because there's a lot very competitive
Sure.
in design. Who everybody wants to be the best in the design, and this school particular, like all the design school, majority they are overseas. They have a lot of like foreign students come here. You basically compete with the world
Right.
in this like fashion school. And yeah, I was trained really hard, and I always late, like the last person that left the studio. So the studio and the school they close at 2 a.m. in the morning. I always the last one that left, and until like the security come and knock to your door, your studio. Yeah, you gotta leave almost 2 a.m. in the morning. So we basically packed up. Like I've been doing that for the past, I think 4 years. Like keep cooking, like sharpening my craft in design. And then one of my friends would told me like, hey, you should apply for Pencil. If you don't know about Pencil, Pencil is one of the best sneaker design school in the world right now. If you really want to learn sneaker, that is the school for you.
So real quick,
And
what is Pencil? Let's for those of you that don't know what Pencil is, I just want to get a little bit of a description of what Pencil is. Your friend told you to apply for Pencil, which is what exactly? What is it?
mhm.
Yeah, what is it?
so so I was really into sneaker. At first, I was very into handbag. I was making handbag, design handbag. I was like really into that for a year and a half, and then I my transition to footwear. I saw there's a sneaker design. I think it's so cool, and I look at the market. It's like, man, like how young designer attitude or the new beginner designer. It was like, man, like I can do better than this. I can
Mm,
design better, but you don't realize that is the bigger world, the big, very sophisticated, like very difficult industry.
sure.
Like it was like I can do better than it. Why don't they do that? Okay, let's do that. Let me challenge myself.
Right.
Do this. I can do this. And I've been sketching sneaker a lot during the school time, and one of my friends know Pencil, and it was like, hey, do you have you heard about Pencil? They are very good at teaching sneaker. That in that during that time, they was only doing sneaker, color material designer, and brand marketing. That
So
is three categories
so they're like
in Pencil.
they're like the fashion design school for sneaker design. Is that correct?
Right, but I wouldn't put Pencil as a fashion school design
For
because
sneaker.
fashion is more like emotional.
Sure.
Yes, but sneaker, yeah. So I applied. So basically I just like, okay, I'm so exciting about this school. And you can free scholarship if you want. If you got picked by the founder, Dwayne Edward, that through a sketch that you send it to them, like certain time of the year they have a program that collaborate with the big brand like Asics, Jordan, Adidas, Puma, Under Armour, every brand that you imagine like in the market, like the big brand in
So
the market, they
who's
collab with them
Dwayne
together.
who's Dwayne Edwards? Who is he exactly? The guy who started Pencil. Who's that?
The Dwayne Edward is the legendary designer, one of the Jordan, and one of the designer that designed for Jordan, Michael Jordan, the
Wow, that's
GOAT.
crazy.
One of the best mentor. He's I think he changed my life.
Hmm.
He's the one that I always look up to. Man, I just feel like I want to go back there again because I want to feel that surround with the people that have the passion like you, not like the corporate people. This is like,
Right.
okay, you come here to learn. You not just learn about design. He's not gonna just teaching you like be a good designer. He's gonna teach you how to be a better person. That is very important. The school that don't really teach you that. Okay, school. If you go to class, cool. If you don't, cool, because they already got the money from you. The school, that is like in college, you responsible for your actions. That's why school is cool. Like FIT, what I learned from FIT is like fundamental, the basics, like for you to go to the next level. School is cool, but I'm not a fan of school. I just feel like if you really want to what you do in this like 21st century, like everything is available for you.
Sure.
I'm just wondering like, okay, like why school don't be cheaper? Like, can they be cheaper? Why they keep getting more expensive? Because the
That's
cost
that's
for
a
the
that's a
out
whole
of state,
that's a whole different conversation, right? The whole
yeah,
politics behind school costs
right,
is crazy.
yeah,
So Dwayne Edwards
yeah, but they
it sounds like he's like an industry person. He's created sneaker designs for Jordan Brand, like you said. Then he goes on to start this school called Pencil, and then a friend of yours tells you like, look, man, if you're really into sneaker design, why don't you apply to that school? And then there's a scholarship, so you apply to that school, and this is like a school where they teach the design of sneaker, but it seems like it's a little bit more detailed. Like the guy is like a mentor to everybody that's there.
right,
Gotcha.
right.
So then you apply to the school after fashion school because it taught you the basics. How did you get in how does the show come into place?
So I got into Pencil. Like my first program introduced me to Pencil was A6 collaboration with Pencil,
Uh-huh.
and the second one I got into again, New Balance with Pencil. During that time, I was doing a collaboration with like a basketball player that signed with Under Armour. So I have a chance to design for Under Armour, that project. And I was like not sure about what I want to do,
This is while
but I
you're
still want to
th-
seeking for a challenge.
this is while you're going to Pencil, you're getting opportunities to design for Asics for New Balance while you're going to that school. You're already in the school. Is that what it is?
I'm a I'm a I was like I was in still in fashion school
In
during that
FIT.
time
Got it.
in FIT,
Got it.
right? And I apply for it because every time they have a program of collaboration with the bigger brand.
Yes.
So what their requirement is, you submit one of the sketch
Yes.
that they're gonna go through that the sketch with or without color. So with your original design.
Sure.
So there's a lot of like thousands of people that apply for it around the world, not just in the state. Um, and then yeah, they pick like selected, I think 20 something. Sometimes it depends on the program, 20 something, sometimes 30 something that you get into like all made up at the headquarters of Pencil, which is in Portland, Oregon. And then you over there you compete with each other around the world. I only love the energy competition. That's why I keep coming back, because I just feel like the benefit of Pencil that helped me to build up a better person that I was from like last couple of years. So I only come back, and I love the passion that all the candidates that come to Pencil, that they have the same passion, drive the same passion, the motivation. They inspire you. We just basically inspire each other. You don't see that in the fashion school, right?
Absolutely.
You don't see that in the school that much.
So
Um,
you get an opportunity to design for some of these people, and they picked out. This is why you're going to FIT fashion school, right? You get an opportunity to design for these, and then they pick 20 designs. Was one of those 20 designs one of your designs?
yes, they pick one of this and they say I got free scholarship.
To go to Pencil.
Come to no, not from FIT. That is like separate. FIT is just like the school that I was studying in school.
I understand that.
But the pencil is just I go to separate the program.
I got
it's
you.
not connected to
So
the
it's not connected. I got
FIT.
you. I got you. So okay. So you're designing, your design gets chosen. Take me through the relationship between Pencil, the show, and how that like lace up, how you get into that, because I don't see the connection. What's the connection there?
Oh, the connection was like, okay, they have another like coming up like a year, I think half a year later.
Yeah.
Or apply for the show. I was like, and is that gonna be a longer time because the regular pencil program is only like a couple weeks, but this is like 3 months, right?
For the show.
Through that, for the show, 3 months, and you signed a lot of papers, did a lot of interview.
But how did you find out about the show, and how did you know to apply?
Oh, it's just like they did it on Instagram. Like
I got
the pencil, they just they have an ad that say, oh, apply for the show for the first sneaker show ever. I was like, cool, this is cool, a new challenge for me.
Sure.
I just want to see like what's up with this kind of show, like.
I got you.
And this is the first sneaker show too, so I was like, hey, let me do this.
Gotcha.
And then I just sketched one of my original design that and send it to the process took like months to pick the actual person, like the selected person go to Portland, Oregon. This pencil, this show is more like a collaboration with the Adidas.
Got it.
So pencil with YouTube Red.
Yes.
And Adidas.
Yeah.
So that it was like they did a lot of interview and then just like, and then when you just got selected, you thought you got selected, right? They're gonna book the ticket for you to fly to Portland. You stay in that hotel, I think for weeks, because they want to see how you
react.
I think they are testing you, like they just blocked you in the hotel room, because during that time they're gonna, every time you go anywhere, there's a person follow you. We have a psychology test, IQ test. I was like, this doesn't connect it to what I applied for. I didn't know, like we don't know, like psychology test, what is this? IQ test, what is this? And we're just like, okay, this is kind of strange.
Yeah.
And just block us into the hotel room, and they keep interview us.
So there was a vetting process. You apply, you put in your design through Pencil, which is kind of like you go there for 2 weeks and you get training on how to design sneakers. They put out this ad that they're gonna have a show. You submit your design, right? And I guess you get chosen to go out to Portland. They fly you out. You go to Portland, right? And in that time frame, you don't know if you're picked or not. They're vetting you. They're giving you a psychologist. They're giving you tests. They want to make sure you're a stable person, because these are major corporations, right? They can't hire somebody that's unstable and do something crazy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that until like the day that for the final selections in the Adidas headquarters. So Dwayne and Adidas basketball director came up to the stage, and they call your name and select which one go with which one in this team. So a team of 3, right? There's the marketing designer, there's a color material designer, I'm a designer, like footwear designer. So that's 3 have to work together. Some didn't get selected on that day, they got sent home. So you basically spend months through the process.
They put you in a hotel for months.
For months. No, to put you in the hotel, like the process is like through the design, the interview when while you whatever your location is
Right.
for months. From I remember was like the end of last year to beginning of the new year. That was like took place, and you have to submit one of your work. So I submit one of my hand make shoes boot that I submitted. Some people submit the artwork. Some people submit the mood board for the colors. I submit the actual physical boot that I personal hand make them in the school in FIT. So I was like great communication. There's I got compliment from the developer, director, some of the designer that really like what I did. And then on that day, they basically call your name. The moment that he called my name, I was like, yes, I did it.
That's
Call
crazy.
my name, and then some people they couldn't handle that they didn't get picked. They were just crying. I feel bad for those people because that's kind of harsh, man. Like you don't know until you the final day you already they flew you out from whatever location you are, come to Portland, and then block yourself a week in the hotel, and then they give you the final on that spot. That's kind of sad.
How many
You
people
know,
were
there's a lot of
how many people were in the hotel? How many did not get picked?
how many? There's 14, so 12. That was 18, but only only where 12, only 12 people got picked.
Got it. So
Or
the
16.
final 18, they had selected 18 people. They didn't know which
Yep.
18. They wanted to vet you guys a little bit more, so they gave you all these tests, a couple weeks. They
Yep.
put you up in a hotel, and then they decided, okay, we're gonna pick 14 of these 18 people. Okay,
Mm.
what goes on from the beginning episode? Like, real quick, I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure people know the show that we're talking about, guys, is called Lace Up. It's on YouTube. You just do a search on YouTube for Lace Up. It was part of YouTube's Reds programming. Like, it's actually a premium add-on or buy-up. I think YouTube has like the non-paid section.
You have to pay for.
But you have to pay to watch all the episodes. I think the first episode is free, but you got to pay to watch the rest of them. I actually paid to watch the whole thing, by the way, at the time.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for your support.
I didn't even know I was supporting you. I just thought the show was like really, really cool. I thought the idea of having a design company for sneakers. I mean, I love design, bro. I mean, that's just the truth. So for me to see like a competition about sneaker design, I thought that was very interesting. Very interesting. So if you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube Red. It's called Lace Up. All right. Again, Nester was one of the contestants on there. He got chosen from literally, I don't know, you would say
around the world. People
all around the world, people are submitting designs. If anybody ever wanted to be a sneaker designer, you're literally submitting these designs and hoping that you're going to get chosen. He's one of 14 people that's on there. Take me through day one, episode 1 through episode 8. I want to understand what, this is like a dream come true for you, bro. I know that. Because that validation that you get in an environment like that, to be picked from that group of people and to know that you're good enough coming from where you came from, that was got to be huge for you, bro. Huge.
But I just feel like I never be good enough when the moment you step into pencil.
Yeah.
You just feel like, no, man, that's a different world out there.
Sure. Well, you have to.
If you think you are the best in college, that ain't shit.
Yeah. See, I don't.
In college is like ain't shit.
So
okay.
So
you're great, ain't shit in design.
So I look at things like this. You probably got 5 seconds of validation, and then you're back to work. So that's the way like this is dope. I just want, and now I'm gonna work 10 times harder. That's the way I view things. It sounds like that's the way you view things. So you looked at it from a very humble perspective that you got chosen from one of those people. Tell me what goes on through your head for the first episode, and try to give me an understanding. you know, how the show progresses and it gets to the ending. I'd like to get your, because I've seen the show, and if you guys want to watch it, you can watch it yourself. But I want to know the show through your eyes. What it is it? How did
So
that experience work for you?
for us, like people don't get it. Like one episode is only 45 minutes, right?
Yeah,
But think about it. We shoot the entire week just for
a 45
45
minute.
minutes.
Sure.
Every project, every project you saw 45 minutes is the whole process is like the entire week in that 45 minutes.
Sure.
So a lot of things that cut off, but the moment when I got in, like announced that I got selected by Adidas director, right? Footwear director. I remember that was 9 a.m. in the morning. And then we got back to pencil work right away.
Wow.
We work until, well, into 4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
So because I would sleep there if I could, because but they're not allowed to, because it's by law you need to leave your studio.
Right.
You're not allowed to stay over. So and then I woke up at 7. The first day I was like, fuck, this shit better be worth it, because this is only 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You're mentally exhausted, right?
Yeah.
And then your physical, like, this better be worth it, man. Otherwise, you, I just keep speaking to myself like, this better be worth it. But Pencil was the regular normal program from Pencil is like the same, intense like that. But this is the way too much, because every time you go to the restroom, there's a person that follow you. You're not allowed to dress a certain stuff, because if you wear logo, they're gonna put the tape over the logo. And when you do research, you're not allowed to use Google. You use the .com that they give it to you, because those are paid image. Because everything, there's a lot of restriction. People
Sure.
don't know about that, right?
Sure.
Everything that every time that you use a celebrity image, you gotta pay them a couple thousands. You're not allowed to use whatever they're, and then they have a team that go through your entire project to see, like, oh, this is like, oh, you're not allowed to use this image. Oh, you're not allowed to use this logo. Like like very strict. And that was my first time experiencing that, right? I was like, because you're so comfortable. Like now people just do, like, they just slap on, like when they do design, they just, okay, use all the design, slap on, but they don't really go through the what is this?
The vetting
The
process.
So there's a legal process that you have to go through, right?
Sure.
When you finish the project, you need to, like in college, you have to give the credit to whatever source that you find on the internet.
Sure.
But in a show, because you're on a big screen, that wise, like they have the entire legal team that look at your project at the whole, right? They're gonna source out, oh, this is, you're not allowed to use this picture, you're not allowed to use this, that's a lot of restriction into that show. But my first episode, I remember, was like, damn, like a lot of people, they don't really, because the camera follow you every time. Every time that you just stand up and walk, they will follow you, and they could give you a mic. Everything you talk,
They can hear
they're
it.
gonna record it.
Sure.
They can hear everything, right? There's a sound guy, there's a hot dog, the stick that keep recording you, and that's just like, man, I never feel that pressure, like so much pressure, and you have a time, a deadline. Everything you do have a deadline, right? The first project was very intense. Um, that was like, I think I keep motivating myself that you're not allowed to call your family members. They keep all your phone away in the safe case. They
For how long do they keep your phone?
for the doing the entire shooting.
That's crazy.
They only give you like certain time, like you can have like 30 minutes to call your member,
And
like
then
family member
and then
or
it goes,
whatever you want to call.
and then they
And
take your
then
phone
they're
back.
gonna they take your phone back.
Wow.
Um, that was like, but I usually when I focus on my thing, I don't really care who I I I don't even use my minutes because they give you some minutes that you are allowed to call your family member, right? I don't even use it. I don't even use my minutes at all. I was
Right.
like whatever because I want to just like I want to finish the show to show my family, you know, not just like doing the process that I'm sure in the middle of the what I haven't achieved it yet.
You had
Um,
you had an intended goal, and you're focused
yeah,
on the goal. You had something to prove.
I have something to prove, and I just focus. And then that entire the first episode were very intense because I'm keep motivating myself because I don't know, this is so new to me, but after the first episode, I don't want to say what happened in the episode, but you just gonna watch it. It's free. The first episode is free, so watch it.
Hmm.
Um, so but the team is kind of hard, like because like there's another two people in your team, right? In the school, they don't teach you teamwork. They don't teach you that, and people just have so much pride in the school.
Sure.
It was like you're not allowed to tell me this, and your design is not that good. Why you tell me that, right? I'm better than you, or you copy mine, whatever. But here in pencil, it's only like you gotta have teamwork.
Sure.
Your success or failure is in your team. It show your work. If you have bad communication with your team, like miscommunication, or you have some argument or against each other, some pride, ego, like you're gonna lose. At
So
first, I didn't expect anything like, oh, these two people around the world, like from other state, I never met them before. Like, how can I work with them? But I, I, I'm a, I'm very easy. I'm more like selfless. Like, I willing to sacrifice myself to work with like the people in order to achieve the goal that I
sure.
want. I mean, everybody wants, right, in the same team. So I'm more like that.
So I have a saying that I usually tell the people that I work with. I say
Mm.
a corporation is a cooperation.
Yep.
If you don't have if you don't have people that you cooperate with in order to achieve a goal, you can't have an organization, right?
No.
So
No.
that's why, you know, whatever your feelings are on corporations, whatever anybody thinks about them, that's why they rule the world, right?
Right.
They run things because they cooperate and they are organized in order to achieve a goal. So because of that,
Right.
you know, I usually liken what we do to the cooperation aspect of it. If you don't have a cooperation, you can't win. You're fighting against companies that are organized and they're cooperating with each other to win. It don't matter how good you are of a designer. It doesn't matter how good. There's a lot of great designers that are not successful. There's a lot of great businessmen that are also not successful, right? There's a lot of people that are create great content that they're not organized enough to produce that content in consistency. So they don't reach that goal. It's very important. So that's what a cooperation does. It bridges your weaknesses and your strengths with somebody else.
Yeah, it will show.
It's very, very difficult for some people to get over themselves and put their arrogance aside and work with somebody else. Very difficult. For some people, the biggest problem is actually their ego. They cannot let go of their ego. So
yeah,
it's very interesting. So you're you're into episode 1. It takes like all week long to shoot a 45-minute episode. There's 8 episodes, so it's like 8 weeks, right?
Right.
Without ruining the show for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because some people may want to tune in and watch it, which is very interesting. Take me through your experience, right? Because I want to get into that.
So the design process is very different from the fashion design school and footwear design school, because fashion is more like, okay, I feel this color is nice, right? I feel this design look nice, but it doesn't have based on facts, you know. In pencil, what Dwayne taught me was like, okay, what is this design connected to your story? It's very important. People don't know that, right? People just think when they see the market, they was like, oh, this design trash. Like basically, you just look at aesthetic of the design, you just say it's trash. You don't even know the whole story behind it, the entire process that how it's come up with this design.
Sure.
So I didn't learn that until I actually come to pencil. But doing that, I have a lot of struggle because I'm based on like, hey, I feel this line's nice, man. Just put the lines there. Okay, this color is nice. I like this color, is nice. Just put the lines there. Use this color, red. But in pencil, it's like everything have to have a reason.
There's a purpose,
right? It's a purpose on that. Everything. Either your design lines have to be functional, or your material have to connect it to your story, and also functional and also connected to the story. But you don't have to entire design have to connect to the story. Certain elements that connected to the story, right? That's how the way you're telling the story. Like maybe you were talking about like I use red color because the story is for example, right? Red colors is for the holiday season, and this person is love holiday because the holiday is connected to his whatever gathering family members. That's what he love about family. So the red color is represent for this for him. When you design a person, is different, you know, and you see that okay, maybe this colors, maybe this basketball shoes, this line is the straight line like this, like angular lines because he's the directional person, you know, like directional lines. That's how you show it on the design. There's a lot of complicated things that like they're gonna drain your energy. Like when you have to think, you need to bring emotional attachments to your products. Like, why would I buy your products? Because oh, this design represent for victory. You know, I want to work hard for. I want to be a victor. So this design represent me.
Sure.
You know, so it's connected. It's very important to connect emotional attachment to the.
There's storytelling to the design. There's a story.
That's like the whole next level. You don't really see it in whatever in social media, like social media, the designer they done like they just okay. I like this architecture. I like this street. That's why I use this color from the street, the architecture. I inspire from this. But what your purpose? Your purpose on that? Cool, you have an inspiration. But what your statement from this design? The purpose on this design, you know, because if you got inspired from architecture, everybody can do that, you know, like, okay, I got architecture design, like I got the color inspiration from the pizza, cool, but why would I buy a bigger purpose than just a pizza, you know, a color pizza, thing like that.
That's a narrative that I'm seeing across all products now, storytelling. And that storytelling is so important, even in the retail aspect. When you put together a store, you have to think about what the story is for a section of the product. What is the story behind this section of the store, this section of the store, this table, this retail display.
Yeah.
We're using storytelling everywhere. So
Yeah, they call POP,
sure,
right? Point
sure.
of purchase.
Point of purchase, absolutely. So
Yeah.
so I wanna talk a little bit more about. I feel like the show is good. You guys are gonna watch it no matter what. But I want to talk about your role and how it ended, and what your thoughts are on that. Right? The show goes through 8 episodes, and at the end of the show, 3 of the contestants are chosen, right, to work for Adidas as sneaker designers. Right? Without giving away the bag, I want to talk about that. So you were not chosen as one of those people. For me, you were the best designer on that show. Like, there's no question.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm telling you this from the perspective of somebody that buys, and I've been buying for, I don't know, 20 years. So I knew quickly. I mean, you had it in the bag. Based on what I saw and the creativity that you had, I said, this guy's like, he's not the loudest one in the room, but his design aesthetic is so consistent that he's gonna knock it out of the park. And one way or another, he's gonna walk away with it. So I was very surprised at the end when you were not chosen. Let me ask you an honest question. Were you also surprised?
I haven't think about that in a while because the show has been 3 years. But I know that. But a lot of people told me behind the state. A lot of people told me like I won, but I just realized. But the actual show, the entire thing, I just feel like the experience for me, because I achieved something that I never done before.
Sure.
I'm at first, of course, when they announced the winner, I was sad a little bit. Only that, like a day after, like a week, I just go back to my normal life, right? And I look back, I was like, hey, but I compete. That's the people that have more experience than me.
Sure.
I'm just a freaking student. The people that own a store, a shoe store, they run the company. Like I run no shit. I haven't finished the school. Okay, I'm still taking classes in the school. I was like,
so you won. You won no matter what.
I won that no matter what, because
Yeah.
I haven't have the only thing that I have is like internship from the whatever from the school that I got, right? I won no matter what, and I told myself, I was like, damn, remember, Nester, the first day you say this shit is better be worth it because you sleep only 3 hours. Yeah, this shit is it's worth it.
You know,
it is worth it.
You know what's interesting? You ever watch a boxing match when you know one of the guys won, but he loses,
yeah,
and they pick another guy,
mm-hmm.
but everybody knows that guy was supposed to win. He ends up being the winner. You understand that?
Oh yeah.
Because they don't agree with the judges. The judge,
right.
The judge in your scenario is not the people who chose the winners. The judges was the public. It was the people watching the show.
The public, right.
It was the people like myself that paid to watch it. So you got my vote. All right?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, that show was like drained a lot of energy, man.
Yeah.
A lot of energy, because the thing is, like, if I want to do it again, I will do it, because I already done it once. Why not the second one? So, the second one would be lit too.
So the sneaker industry is like a $55 billion industry. I don't know. It's more than 55 billion at this point. But it's such a huge industry. It's so iconic.
Right.
Everything that design revolves around shoes first. Your outfit revolves around your shoes first. So I find it hard to believe that this show, with the amount of views that it had a lot of views, man. Right?
Yeah, millions of views.
Millions of views.
Millions.
Yeah, absolutely. It was relatively successful. So why don't we see a season 2? Like, what's the issue? Why aren't they putting out a second season?
Oh, you gotta ask Dwayne, man. Pencil founder, bro. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I have no control with that. But it's kind of crazy when the first episode launched. Um, there's a lot of comment, right? People comment, right?
Sure.
Um, I see a lot of people were talking like trash about the show, and they say like, hey, why don't you tell like other like custom designer, whatever, like they just, you know how the current designer, they just some of the designer, they just paint the Air Force One,
Sure.
or they just flip like reintroduce the new material or the color blockings um to the design.
To the existing design.
So basically, they don't really think about the existing design, right? They just flip the color, whatever material, and they was trashing our show. Or the normal people, they don't know about that. They just trashing our show, but they don't know. It's not hurting me, but it's hurt all the people that who run the show. You know, like the people that behind the state. You know, it's not hurting me because I see, to me, like I look at negative feedback as a positive feedback.
It is. They're
You know, to
watching.
me, like because I face like, so I've been facing my family like that for my entire childhood.
Yeah.
So if your family couldn't bring you down, nobody gonna bring you down.
Sure.
You know, nobody gonna drag you down. So I look at that, and people don't realize it's like we put a lot of work and we have a lot of restriction, and some design that look good, like you would think like, okay, this is the final design,
Yeah.
but the person, you're not allowed to pick the final design.
Sure.
like like you're not allowed to do that.
Somebody else is picking the final design. I
Right.
understand. I
So
understand.
but it's just like, I just hope like people would appreciate the work
I
that
think
entire team.
I think, man, when it comes to the social media in this day and age, everybody's got something to say.
Right.
I don't think negative feedback is actually negative.
Right.
I think the fact that they're watching means that they're watching.
They care. I mean,
Yeah,
they
they
care,
care.
right?
And at the same time, I think we're living in a world of trolls.
Ah,
This is what people do. They go online. It's literally like what people do. So they don't, their opinions don't really matter. I think the opinions of the people actually doing something is the opinions that matter, right? Um,
yep.
what some of the contestants that you were with, did anybody end up taking that win and really cementing themselves as a designer? Some of these guys got chosen to be
Yeah, there's
Adidas designer. Is
a,
there somebody that moved on into a real position in design?
yes, the winner was she's the footwear designer in that team.
Yeah.
She currently working at Adidas Farm. We still contact. She's great, man. She's talented girl.
That's dope.
She's very talented girl. And also like I love to see like women of colors in the design industry, like special sneaker. That's inspiring, you know. Like I like to see that more. I like to see minority like be in the on the on the higher positions in
Sure.
the big company
Sure.
like Adidas. Yeah, I love that. That's keep inspiring. We keep contacting, like talking each other about, not about design, about entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So you're a humble guy, man. You didn't take it. Somebody would have taken that situation and they would get bitter about it. You know, why I was not
I
chosen? Why
mean,
was not chosen? Why was not chosen? You taking the situation and you know, I feel like you're handling it well. Despite the
I
fact
mean,
that it's a couple years ago, it doesn't matter. What matters
right.
is that people really believe that you won it, and the fact that you're able to handle it that way, that's a testament to your character. So that's pretty dope.
I mean, it is what it is. I think just like people just don't. It's not about winning or losing. You know, don't get me wrong. I was upset when they announced the winner. I was upset. I remember I literally like couldn't couldn't stand. I have to hold my my teammate shoulder because I thought that my last design was like, damn, never, like even in the industry, like never, nobody done it before, you know, never done the storytelling, the design language in the basketball court. Nobody done it before, you know. But hey, but just after that week, I was like, man, I'm still a winner, man. I'm competing with like the people that actually run the footwear company already successful. That person is the CEO and the founder of the company, and this guy was like already work in the industry. Like, yo, I'm nobody, but I got some shit on my shoulder, so I'm good.
That's dope.
Like that is but after that, it was just like, okay, just get back to the grinding, you know. You cannot really think about that too much. It is what it is. In the end of the day, you need to set another goal. You
Absolutely.
know, I was setting the other goal right away, like after that, like working on my portfolio, do some freelancing. It's quick, man. It's just like you keep doing what you say is consistency is the
Absolutely.
key.
Absolutely.
A lot of people just yeah just they only consist certain months. They don't consist more like they don't have the consistency like through years.
Absolutely. So if for those of you that want to follow Nestor's work and get to know him a little bit more, what's your IG handle? Where can they see some of your work?
My IG is Nest Phan, NestPhan, on the IG. I don't really post a lot of I'm the person that don't post a lot of my work because I don't like to let people know what I'm working on, you know, like until it actually I got there, I will show people. It's more impactful than just yo, today I'm working on a show, just gonna show it there. I'm not like that kind of person, you know.
Sure.
But
So
yeah, but
let me ask you this. After the show you've moved on, what's next for you, bro?
what next?
Yeah.
Currently I'm more like get into market, stock market, um, because COVID timing, you know, I think it's the best time that happened to me. I'm more like focused, disciplined. Um, Before that, I used to spend money, you know. Now I want my money work for me. Money born money. I don't want just make money and just spend it. I want money make money. So now I'm focused on stock market. That's the best time right now, in my opinions. And now I'm working on a YouTube channel.
Dope. What's the channel?
Talking about it's Nest Phan, Nesphan. I'm gonna talk about design, um, like stylings, fashions, talking about footwear review. So that most of that, and in the future, I have a lot of goal, but I don't want to tell people yet until I actually achieve that.
Hmm.
That's me. I don't like to share like every step. I want to when I get there, I will share it to you guys. It's more impactful. That's what I always
So
because
we're gonna drop that in the description section of the video, right? If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, SoundCloud, or you're watching this on YouTube, just hit the description section of the video. It'll take you to his YouTube channel. You can check out his channel, take you to his Instagram. He doesn't post a lot of design stuff on there. I think his YouTube channel is really where he's focused his attention on. So you're working on
yeah,
that
I post my video every single week.
every
Every
week.
single week.
That's your consistency.
Every week, yeah.
And you
Yeah, that's what I it's new. It's a new channel, but I just want to let's see how I can consistent post every content every single week. Let's see how it goes for the last 3 years. No,
that's dope.
I'm gonna do that.
Not a lot of people approach a scenario with a 3-year projected outcome. They approach a scenario with a
Protected,
one
yeah.
with a 1 day projected outcome. So
Yeah, oh
yeah,
my God. That you see a lot of people on the like the new because of COVID, a lot of people like actually invest in stock right now.
sure.
There's a lot of beginner like they invest. They just like, yo, they can't handle the red day. How can you like if you can't handle a red day, then you're never gonna see the green day. You
Sure.
know
Sure. You got to be able to
what?
stomach the losses
That's a
for
lot
sure.
of people.
So what do you talk
Yep.
about? Do you talk about any stock tips? You go into the investing or trading in there or no on your channel? It sounds like you're passionate about that. You should be more focused on that, man.
Yeah, but I want to have a multiple streaming like
Sure.
income. I don't
Sure.
want just one because COVID now is like okay design, but there's a lot of people got laid off.
Sure.
You need to think about like multi income sources. You can't really survive. Like now, it's like you can't really rely on one of the company that you work for because one of my Dwayne Edward taught me this that I never forgot. Right, when you work for a company, there's a deadline for you. You have to finish that on the deadline. They don't care. They don't care if you get hit by the train, the car, whatever. Like you have to finish that, submit that project on that deadline. Because in the end of the day, the deadline already there. You have to finish it. And if they want to fire you, no matter how hard you work, when they fire you, they will fire you. They don't care.
Hmm.
It's all about money, right? In the big company, a corporate, it's all about money to them. They don't care that you work your ass off.
You,
They
you
literally don't care.
you still have a lot of contact with him, that guy Dwayne.
Once in a while, I contact him like during the beginning of the COVID. Um, I just because I just even though I don't know, I just like love to the connection with Pencil because they taught me a lot.
Sure.
I like extremely appreciate what Dwayne and the whole team in Pencil taught me. Like put the design at a side. They're already well known in design industry already, but as a person,
Sure.
they taught you a lot.
It's very important that you hold on to the right relationships for sure. Right?
Yeah.
That's life. Life is it's not just those relationships can benefit you. I think those relationships they're mutually beneficial. You get to know each other more. So if
Yeah.
you guys are watching this show right now, if you tuned in to another episode of The Hustle Man, you're watching my man Nester Phan. He's a designer. He's a sneaker designer. He loves to create. He's got a YouTube channel. The show is intended really to inspire people, right? On how they're moving with their life, right? That's what the theme of the show is, right? Because everybody's got a hustle. Your hustle may be different than the next guy, but at the end of it, we all got a hustle, right? So if somebody's watching this, an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old, 16, whatever it is, and he's watching this right now, what advice would you have to give them as a designer? What would you give them? What's the best advice you could give somebody? I got a better way of putting that. You ready? I got a better way. Let's say you walked into that store where you were working for $25 a day and you saw you. What advice would you give that kid if you knew that kid wanted to go into design?
I would say that to my close friend as well. Like I only give advice to them. Um, you have a when you're born in America, you already hit a lottery.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot of people that are suffering around the world. Like don't just take your things that you have in your family that for granted. Appreciate what you have. If you want to like be whatever you want to be, man. America, there's no law for to stopping you what you want to do in your life.
You have the
Just
freedom of
go for
will
it.
and the freedom of choice, which is a big deal.
You have a freedom of choice. Like other country, we don't have that.
Absolutely.
Or freedom of speech. Don't take that freedom of speech for granted as well. Be what you want to be. Just but I understand that, right? A lot of time I failed too. Like a lot of time I took first step. It's very hard, man. First step is extremely hard. You only think, damn, I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it. Just fucking do it, you know? That's how Nike slogan is. Just do it. It's very hard. So first step is extremely hard. When you finish the first step, you're gonna be like, yo, I finished once, I can finish twice, I can finish the third time. Repeat that process.
Just
that's,
go.
That's
just
all
get,
my advice
get moving.
For the younger. Yeah, keep moving. It doesn't matter. Also, don't caught up with social media when you see a lot of Instagram designer. They draw a lot of cool shit. You know, like just be focused on you. You know, they draw a lot of cool stuff. Cool, but don't caught up to that. Don't look at that to influence your originality from design. You know, you're definitely gonna get influence from whatever the market is. They have design, but don't look at that too much. Try to avoid social media as much as you can, especially on your specialty. Like if I'm a footwear designer or accessory designer, I will not look at footwear, whatever designer on Instagram. I will try to avoid that. I will focus on me because everybody unique individual, you know.
Sure.
Everybody unique. You cannot, just like your fingerprint.
Sure. So
don't lose that. Don't lose that uniqueness.
So one of the things I respect about Nester is he's authentically him. That's a very interesting thing. You don't find a lot of authenticity these days. I feel like people they're moving in different directions. The channel is intended to inspire you to move forward in whatever your hustle is. This guy comes from Vietnam. His mom gets on a plane. She moves him into Thailand. They go back to Vietnam. They come to America at the age of 15. He works in the city, making $25 an hour. He breakdances for money. He goes to fashion school, lands a position or lands an opportunity to create sneakers for one of the biggest sneaker designers in the industry. I don't know, man. That's why I wanted to have you on the show, bro. That's the hustle. That's the definition of the hustle, man, dude. So listen, I want to thank you for. I don't
know, man.
I want to thank you for being on here. I know you're a very humble guy. I want to thank you for being on here. Okay, I'm gonna look out for your work. I want you guys to look out for his work. This is Nester Phan. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. I appreciate you being on here, bro, and I think I'm gonna have you on here in the future. And the next time I speak to you, it's gonna be even. You're gonna have some more exciting news to tell me. Thank you so much, pal.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for your team as well.
Absolutely.
To set up this connection relationship.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You guys are watching another episode of the Hustle Man Show. This is the Nester Phan episode. Remember, business is always personal. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hustle Man Show. Make sure you click that subscribe button, tap that bell for the audio experience to Spotify and SoundCloud. Links are below. To follow us on Instagram and Twitter, it's @CapSwagUSA. Remember, business is always personal.